Hello everyone. Welcome back to the channel. On this occasion, we're once again going to discuss several leaks that I've managed to find, which I think are quite interesting to talk about. As usual, this information comes from sources that are considered fairly credible. But before we dive deeper into the main discussion, running out of Stellar Jade and honkaistarrail? Don't worry, there's a more budget-friendly solution. Now you can top up in-game safely, quickly, and at a lower price through U7 Buy. And it's not just honkaistarrail, other games are available too, all in one place. Still not sure? No problem. You can check U7 Buy's reviews directly on Trustpilot, so it's transparent and trustworthy. For comparison, 80 oniric shards cost around $100 in the official store, but on U7 Buy, it's much cheaper. The process is also instant. Just select your server, enter your UID, and the balance is delivered straight to your account, no hassle. Don't forget to use code BOOM for a 5% discount. Click the link in my description or pinned comment to visit U7 Buy. Alright, now let's jump straight into the main topic of today's video. Previously we already discussed the kit changes for silverwolf 999 in the 4.2 beta v3. Now, we'll continue with the next characters, Evanescia and Elation MC. Not only that, we'll also briefly cover the changes to Welt, since his adjustments are relatively minor. And of course, all of this information comes from Gotchabase. So, will these changes make them better like silverwolf 999? Or is it the opposite? Let's start with Evanescia's kit changes. The first change is in her skill. The damage multiplier has been reduced from 480% to 300% for the main target, and from 240% to 150% for adjacent targets. However, despite the nerf in multipliers, the punchline gained from this skill has increased to 10, up from just 5 previously. Next is her ultimate. Just like her skill, Evanescia's ultimate also received a multiplier reduction. The damage to all enemies has been lowered from 240% to 160%, and the damage from the 5 bounce instances has been reduced from 160% to 120% per hit. Now let's move on to her talent. This talent gains a new effect. After accumulating 240 energy, Master Fox will launch a follow-up attack that deals 100% damage to all enemies and regenerates 10 energy for Evanescia. Additionally, the elation damage from her ultimate has been increased from 22% to 25%. Next is her elation skill. This skill has been nerfed, with the certified banger gain reduced from 10 points to 5 points. However, the damage multiplier itself remains unchanged. Now let's move on to Evanescia's Eidolons. Her Eidolon 1 has been changed. Previously, it increased all-type pen by 20%, but now it has been replaced with a 36% increase in crit damage. Eidolon 2 also receives a significant rework. Previously, it increased elation by 25% and allowed the vulnerability effect from her trace to stack up to 2 times. Now, it has been changed to a completely new effect. All-type respen increases by 20%, and when teammates with a lower participant ID than Evanescia gain or lose certified banger, Evanescia additionally gains 50% of that amount as her own certified banger. Essentially, this is the old Eidolon 6 effect moved earlier. Speaking of Eidolon 6, since its previous effect was moved to Eidolon 2, it now has a new effect. The duration of Evanescia's certified banger is increased by 1 turn. Her elation damage merrymakes by 15%, and for every 100 certified banger she has, it further merrymakes by 2%, up to a maximum of 1000 certified banger. The rest of the effects remain unchanged. Looking at all these changes, this is essentially a rework that shifts Evanescia's power from burst damage toward consistency and long-term scaling. Although most of her skill and ultimate multipliers were nerfed, this is compensated by increased resource generation like punchline and certified banger, as well as the addition of a follow-up attack from Master Fox, which provides extra damage and energy sustain. Additionally, the Eidolon changes, especially moving important effects to earlier Eidolons, make Evanescia's progression more friendly and impactful even at lower investment levels. In short, Evanescia has shifted from a burst DPS into a more stable DPS with consistent damage output, even if she's no longer as explosive as before. Next, let's move on to the changes for Elation MC. In Beta V3, our beloved Trailblazer only received very minor adjustments, just 2 changes in total. The first change is in the talent. The punchline gained from attacks has increased to 3 points, up from 2 previously. Other than that, the rest of the talent remains unchanged. The second and final change is in Eidolon 6. Previously, when EMC used their ultimate on an ally other than themselves, EMC would also gain the same ultimate effect. Now, this has been changed to: the ultimate additionally increases the SPD of one designated ally by 12% for 3 turns. And that's it for EMC's changes. Now let's move on to the last character, Welt. For your information, Welt is the only Nova Flare character who received changes in Beta V3. Seal, Firefly, and Wawa did not receive any adjustments at all. Even so, Welt's changes are just as minimal as EMC's. He only received 3 changes in total. So let's go through them. The first change is in his first trace. Previously, when using ultimate, there was a 100% base chance to increase the damage taken by enemies by 35% for 2 turns. Now, it has been changed to: when allies attack enemies in the weightless state, their damage increases by 6%. This effect stacks up to 15 times and lasts for 2 turns. Additionally, at the start of battle, Welt regenerates 30 energy. The second change is in his Eidolons. 2 of his Eidolons, Eidolon 4 and Eidolon 6, have essentially been swapped. The effect that reduces all-type rest of enemies in the weightless state by 30% is now in Eidolon 4. Meanwhile, the effect that increases crit rate and crit damage when hitting enemies in the slow state has been moved to Eidolon 6. On top of that, the multipliers have been buffed to 30% crit rate and 60% crit damage, up from the previous 20% crit rate and 50% crit damage. Alright, that covers all the changes in Beta 4.2 V3. What do you think about the kit changes for these 3 characters? Do you think these changes make Evanescia weaker than before, or do you feel she's still just as strong? Feel free to share your opinions, analysis, and thoughts in the comments below. Your discussions will definitely make this topic even more interesting and insightful. Don't forget to share this video with your fellow Honkai starrail players. Your support through likes and subscriptions means a lot for the growth of this channel, so we can continue delivering high-quality content in the future. Thank you for your attention, and see you in the next discussion.